Hey, you guys. So we made it to day 4. Awesome. Awesome. And I think uh, what I've learned so far is that I need to probably start making these videos shorter just because um, it's been hard trying to balance um, doing comics and then editing the videos all on top of everything else that I have to get done. Because I'm also a game developer and I have a job or day job, and I do a bunch of other stuff business wise. So kind of juggling everything is a little bit not hard, but it's a little unclear right now. And I don't want me, putting all my focus in this series to start affecting everything else that I do, or at least everything that I try to do. So I think what'll help if I just try to um, make these as quickly as possible. And even the vlogging part, I really like that in the videos, but I could see myself like running out of stuff to say and stuff like that. So I'm just going to do like half an hour to an hour, speed it up, and if I have something to say on top of it, then I'll just do that. But if not, just gonna be a quick little day and everything like that. Hopefully, I'll keep it easy enough and short enough to do where it won't uh, cause any problems, and it'll be able to maintain a consistent place in my life. So yeah, thanks guys. So good news is I finished the page. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a first draft. Um, the more I look at it, the more I like it. Um, I guess it's just my eye of being a perfectionist and whatnot. I don't really know if it's right or if it says what I need to say, but I think the more I just chill and accept it, I think that it works as just a quick little webcomic to get my point across. But if I do go back and change anything, I think I'm gonna change the panel sizes for the last panels, or the size of the illustrations, just because the bubbles or the dialogue got a little too big, and don't want to reduce those just because it's a webcomic and people need to be able to read. So I might go back and re-illustrate the last few panels. Yeah, if I do that, I think I'm gonna make them smaller and actually redraw the me and the fro and everything like that. I guess this was part of the style. It wasn't, I didn't want to redraw. Well, I thought about redrawing the me or the characters in the fro each panel, but I decided against it just because it's supposed to be a web comic. It's supposed to be short and fun and easy to digest, at the same time easy to develop. And I've seen really good web comics that just basically copy and pace their each frame. Even animation does that, you know. You don't really aren't concerned that the characters aren't moving. You just, you know, care about the story and the dialogue. So I think that it might be a style that might work for this. The only thing is I kept going back and trying to fix and reshape this fro because I really kept having problems with it, at least mentally. Like, it just felt weird, and the proportions and everything like that. Looking at the previous one I did as reference, you know, it didn't really seem like it was the same character, the same shape, you know. So I definitely gotta find some time and do a full character sheet, and, you know, do a turnaround for the character and get all the dimensions of his fro with his hair and everything like that. One of the things I learned while, you know, researching characters and listening to my teachers and watching other artists and stuff like that, what I learned about character design. You know, the most popular characters, or even the most recognizable ones, are the ones that you can break down in simple shapes, and the form and the silhouette is really probably the most important thing to recognize visually in a character. And I was trying to play off of that and make sure I get the fro or the hair perfect. And I don't know if it was perfect or if it was just me trying to make it perfect, or either way, you know, I wasn't comfortable with it. The more and more I look at it now, I guess I am okay with it. But, you know, while I was drawing it, it just didn't seem like it was working for me. So I don't know if I'm becoming more accepting of it, or if I just stopped caring. But even now it looks like Goku. And crazy thing about, you know, anime characters, honestly, they all have the same face. It's the hair that basically differentiates them. So I don't know if I like how much it looks like Goku, but hopefully it doesn't continue to look like him. So yeah, we'll see. Might go back, I might change it, or I might just leave it. But I don't think it's that big of a deal, because the more I draw him and the more people see him, you know, this first page isn't really going to be that big of a deal. Plus, I have a goatee, and I'm way sexier than Goku, if you ask me. When I resize it, I'll redraw it so I can maintain the line weight ratio. Stuff like that. You can tell when people, or when artists, you know, resize stuff just to make it easier. But I think for this comic, I'm gonna redraw stuff like that. You can probably tell I'm keeping as much of the rough lines as I can, just to help identify things, like the different dialogue boxes and the straight edge lines. I think I like the effect of it, because you can tell it was drawn. Looks kind of cool. You gotta use your limitations to your advantage. And there, I might end up changing the color of the layout from black to like some kind of color, gradient color, and just have that, you know, as the webcomic. But I know I wanted it to be black and white just because I was gonna go to print eventually, and I wasn't gonna fork out the money for the color, or at least it wasn't that big of a deal. So I figured black and white would be okay. So, you know, I'm just experimenting and making sure everything looks okay in black and white. So if I do decide to color it, you know, I always have that option. And another thing I realized that I ended up changing after the video, I spelled orangutan wrong. You'll see that in a minute. I knew I did. I just had to type it up there just to get it out of my head, get it on paper. But that, and like, I went back and edited some of the design and the inking. But until next video, I guess you guys get to see me make the final adjustments to the page so I can finally just release it. I guess I'll have this on Twitter or Tumblr or whatever I'll put it on. But I think yeah, I think this is the webcomic, so pretty excited. Thanks guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. See you tomorrow.